So every time I buy a self-help book, I think about what George Carlin said. Self-help, that's a bunch of bullshit. If you're motivated enough to go and, back then there was no Amazon.com, but to go to a bookstore and go walk the 3 floors of books and go find the self-help section and find the exact book you want, congratulations, just put it back. You don't need self-help. You're motivated enough to do that. You don't need the book. You know, so I think about that all the time. But now let's modernize it, right? The other day, some of you were at an event where I brought Howard Behar, the former president of Starbucks International, to come and give a talk here in San Antonio. One of the things I insisted on as the event chair is that all 220 attendees get a copy of Howard's book. And I started thinking, how many people actually read it and cracked the book and opened it, you know? So self-help might become shelf help, you know? It helps fill up the shelves. So I thought, you know what? I'm gonna share a few thoughts about things that I do to make sure that not only do I read the book or gain something from it, but that it stays in it. Because, you know, we've all heard about the learning curve. Well, there's also the forgetting curve, which, you know, for some of us starts 2 or 3 days after an event. So here are the 3 little things that I do that I hope will help you as well. The best time to crack the book is the first time you put it in your hand. So once you have it, even though you're not gonna read the whole thing, kind of entice yourself. So I opened it up and I saw one little caption, one title that said, "The person who sweeps gets to choose the broom." Ooh, what would the CEO of Starbucks International say about that? That's pretty interesting. So then, before I read it, because I didn't have time for that, as I was driving, my insurance guy is here, I parked, I put it on YouTube. I parked, then I went to YouTube, then I looked up Howard Behar, "The person who sweeps gets to choose the broom." And then as I drove off, I listened to it while I'm paying attention to the road with my hands at 9 o'clock and 2 o'clock, 10 o'clock and 2 o'clock. And then I listened to what he had to say about that. Then I thought, you know, I'd like to read more about that. So when I got home that night, I read that chapter. I just jumped right to it. And then the third thing I did was I wrote down the key points so that today I didn't have to read it to you. I know what it is because I've already heard it, I've read it, and I've written it down. And that's a way to increase the memory curve, the learning curve, so that that forgetful curve starts to go away because now it's solidified in 3 different ways. So I will encourage you, don't go out and buy a book, don't order anything, just go to your shelf, find a book, even if you read it a long time ago, 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, and think about what would be one habit that I could implement today. Go and read it, then go find some YouTube video on it, listen to what that 7 habits or what that habit means, and then write it down and write down how you'll implement it. If you want to do that, then I promise you, you'll go from shelf help to self-help. You'll remember things more. The forgetful curve will become the learning curve.